We've all said things we wish we could take back, but lucky for most of us, we're not saying them on live television. Get ready for facepalms galore as we count down the top 10 most embarrassing times famous people forgot their mic was on. Welcome to Rankworthy, the show where we rank just about everything. While many people have probably called Kanye West a jackass, nothing offends as much as when a president does it. In 2009, after Kanye famously interrupted Taylor Swift's acceptance speech during the MTV Music Video Awards, President Barack Obama was not impressed. In an off-the-record moment, Obama said, "The young lady seems like a perfectly nice person. She's getting her award. What's he doing up there?" Someone says, "Why would he do that?" And Obama replies, "He's a jackass." While many people have probably called Kanye West a jackass, nothing offends as much as when a president does it. In 2009, after Kanye famously interrupted Taylor Swift's acceptance speech during the MTV Music Video Awards, President Barack Obama was not impressed. In an off-the-record moment, Obama said, "The young lady seems like a perfectly nice person. She's getting her award. What's he doing up there?" Someone says, "Why would he do that?" And Obama replies, "He's a jackass." Ernest Borgnine was a classic movie actor appearing in such films as The Wild Bunch and From Here to Eternity in the 50s and 60s. Back in those days, even discussing sex on TV was a major no-no. Today, most sexual topics are spoken about candidly on TV shows, but there are still some that cause squirms of embarrassment. Borgnine made sure one of such acts was spoken about on TV before his passing in 2012 at the age of 95, even if he didn't mean to say it publicly. In a 2008 Fox News interview, Borgnine, who was then 91, was asked the secret to looking so youthful in his age. After announcing to the audience that he would never tell, he leaned over and whispered into the reporter's ear, "I masturbate a lot." Carly Fiorina messed up pretty badly the day after winning the California Republican Senate primary in 2010. Her catty comment about her opponent, Democratic incumbent Barbara Boxer, left her looking petty and open to much criticism. She said, "What is that hair?" Fiorina ends by commenting that Boxer's hair is so yesterday. Ronald Reagan was known for his humor, which could sometimes be a little off-color. Indeed, after an attempt on his life in March 1981, he kept his wit. The first thing he said when his wife Nancy arrived at the hospital was, "Honey, I forgot to duck." So it comes as no surprise that Reagan would make this list, but considering the implications, the joke was less than humorous. During a mic testing before a scheduled radio address in 1984, Reagan made an off-the-cuff remark that was controversial and diminished his approval ratings for a time. He deadpanned, "My fellow Americans, I am pleased to tell you today that I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes." While nothing can beat the absolute devastation for Britney Spears that was 2007, a la shaved head, probes into her ability to be a good mother to her son, and substance abuse concerns, the Britney of 2009 hadn't completely bounced back yet. She was performing as usual, and after a suggestive performance of one of her hit songs, "I'm a Slave for You," she dropped the P word loudly enough for the audience to hear. Spears was caught shouting, "My pussy is hanging out," which might have been devastating for any other singer at the time, but again, after the downhill trajectory of her career at that point, this was just a blip on the crazy radar for Spears. We all know not to curse on the job, but sometimes nerves just get to you. This was true of AJ Clemente, an anchor on his first day at the job at NBC affiliate KFYR in Bismarck, North Dakota in 2013. As his co-anchor introduces the show, Clemente is caught muttering nervously under his breath, and when his co-anchor introduces him, he audibly says the F word followed by the S word. Talk about a rough break. Unfortunately, it got worse for Clemente as viewers heard him say the word gay in his initial mutterings. Clemente took to Twitter to apologize and to say that he was actually trying to pronounce the name of the London Marathon winner, Teske Kebede. Ouch! In 2008, Obama inspired the ire of Jesse Jackson by making a comment on Father's Day that decried the epidemic of single-parent black families. Jackson determined that the comment was demeaning to black fathers and that Obama was talking down to black people, and was subsequently outraged. Jackson, who is known for making unpalatable comments, vented his frustrations about the situation when he was unaware the cameras were rolling. He whispered that Obama was talking down to black people and said, "I want to cut his nuts out." In October 2016, a month before the presidential election, the Washington Post released details of a recording of Donald Trump having a very rapey conversation with Access Hollywood host Billy Bush just before appearing on Days of Our Lives in 2005. The conversation, which Trump didn't know was recorded, begins with Trump objectifying his female co-star, then escalates into the now infamous quote that we'd rather not repeat. While Trump made the comments in 2005 and the video came out prior to the 2016 presidential election, Trump was still nominated into office. Moral of the story, kids? You can make any sexist remark you want and still go on to become president of the United States. Wait, that's a horrible moral. Never mind. In 2006, CNN's Kyra Phillips made one of the most embarrassing mistakes one can possibly make. She forgot to turn off her mic when she went to the bathroom during a live speech from President George W. Bush on the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. While you might expect the typical bathroom noises from such a blunder, the result was somehow worse. Phillips engaged in a conversation that included lauding her husband while simultaneously implying most other men were not good quality, and also badmouthed her brother's wife, calling her a control freak. Imagine returning from the bathroom to find out that your gossip was broadcast across the country and that you interrupted a grave speech from the president. Yikes. Though Phillips said in the recording that men like her husband are hard to find, she divorced him 2 years later and got engaged to a new man the next year. So we guess they're not that hard to find. And on that note, check back next time to find out what else is rank-worthy.
Kid, I wanted to be a journalist. So you spend your teens and your 20s and your 30s, and unfortunately for women that means a lot of times they have to sacrifice love and relationships.